Hello, everyone out there. It's great to welcome my dear friend Marj Glazebrook today. What we've been doing within the Rubber Band Group is the Meet the Banders series to meet the band members, all the people that have joined our amazing forum. We've been doing that as an interview, and we decided, hey, it's time to start recording. And I thought, if we're going to start recording them and doing them in a visual media, the first person I need to interview is my dear friend Marj. So welcome, Marj. Great to see you.
Hi everybody.
Hi, Marj. And look, I've known you, I think, for over 10 years, but I'm sure there are people out there who haven't met you yet. There'll be those strange few people in Australia that haven't met Marj Glazebrook. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and
Sure.
maybe the sort of work that you do?
Sure. So I'm currently a TA lead at Bunnings based in Melbourne. And I've been recruiting for forever. I'm not sure. I think I write on LinkedIn how many years it's been, but it's probably not accurate because I don't really want people to know how old I am. So I've been recruiting for ages. In retail a couple of times, in mining. Hi Wanda. In engineering. In in FMCG. So a whole heap of different areas. I will always be a recruiter. I'm never going to move into a generalist role or anything like that. I'm passionate about recruiting and love it. And it's what I love. So yeah, I'm at Bunnings. I've been there for about 12 months now. I've got a team across the country, and we mainly look after at the moment all of our tech, digital, and data and analytics recruitment, which is obviously all the fun and challenging stuff with the market at the moment.
Absolutely.
And as you can see, I'm in the office. So we're in the office. We're back in the office a couple of days a week, which is really good. So, and I also have a dog. I always have to talk about my dog. Sorry, Eden. I've got a little dog. Her name's Scout, and she's an absolute terror. She's high energy like me. And for anyone that follows me on any sort of social media, she's a frequent. I think she's a self-appointed Bunnings pet ambassador. That's what I say.
Oh, yeah. Brings us so much joy on social media. Absolutely adorable. And I'm the same with Denzel, as you just saw, our special guest for today that popped his head in. But that's because he heard your voice. So, I wanted you to cuss, but you joined Rubber Bands really early on. We set it up during the second lockdown.
Yep.
Yeah, tell us why you joined the Rubber Band Forum.
I will follow you with anything, Eden, and I'll say that to everybody right now. So, how some people say, oh, would you follow them off the edge of a cliff or something like that? I would totally follow you. Maybe if it was just if you were carrying wine, that would definitely entice me to follow you.
Always.
Yeah, I think, obviously particularly for us that was in Melbourne, obviously lockdowns were a bit crazy. I was one of those crazy people that left a job and then started a new job in a lockdown. And I was just really excited by what you and Jason were setting up, and I suppose how we could connect with more people. I had no idea it was going to grow as big as you guys have grown it right now. It's just going to be this empire that takes over the world, and it's really exciting.
Right.
I think obviously prior to COVID, there were so many events that we would go to, so it was really good to sort of have something virtually that we could connect to, where you could just post a question up about something random and feel okay. And there's always someone that comes back that's thinking the exact same thing as you, or maybe has a solution. And I've just the more and more people that are in the network now, it's just amazing. It's really great. Thank you.
Well, we're nearly 500 band members now. So it's. I remember when you joined, we were probably about 15, and it was just our kind of circle of friends supporting each other through a challenging time, and now it's booming. So it's really wonderful. So thank you for all your early support and continued support. You're such a cherished band member, Marj.
Yay!
So, in terms of the talent acquisition industry or the recruitment industry, what's the one thing that you're the most passionate about, Marj?
Definitely not job advertising prices, but that's another story. What I'm really passionate about, and have been for a long time, is really the candidate care side of things. So that's always something that, with the teams that I've worked with over the years, and just even when I'm still hands-on recruiting, which I will always do and love doing, the candidate care piece from beginning to the end, how we manage, people that are unsuccessful, how long we take. It's just so important. And I think, you know what it's like. We all go to barbecues and we always hear stories about someone saying, "Oh, I interviewed for this role and I never heard back," and that's an actual nightmare for me. Yeah, it's just something that particularly I suppose working at Bunnings at the moment, anyone that's a candidate is also a customer. So
Of course.
um, I think,
Mm.
and even it doesn't have to be retail. I suppose in any business that you work in, it's that brand that you're growing. I've worked for businesses where, it's not a prominent name like Bunnings, and you work really hard to protect that, and you spend a lot of time talking about the business and what we do, et cetera, et cetera. So you really need to give the right time and right support to candidates. So, something that I've always done is I do, even if someone's unsuccessful, we make sure we give really adequate feedback in a
Cool.
really timely manner. It's never a great conversation having to decline someone. We all it's not something that's our favorite thing to do, that's for sure. But this could be the only role that they're interviewing for. They may have been out of work for God knows how long. So I think, especially coming out of COVID, more than anything, that candidate care piece, you just don't know what's happening in other people's lives. So we just need to make sure that we really look after candidates, whether they're successful or not. That's something that's really important for me.
Yeah, I agree. And something you touch on there, I always feel that meeting that the candidate has in their diary, it's the most important thing that they will be attending that day or that week or often that month or often that
Yeah.
year. Right.
Yeah.
So that care is so important because there's so much emotion involved,
Yeah.
so much dedication and commitment. So
Totally.
hats off to you, Marj. I think it's been a conversation for the last few years, and I think we've really turned the corner. But there's still a lot of work to be done in terms of candidate experience. So to have people like you really really supporting it is amazing for our industry. So hats off to you. So if you could change one thing though about our industry, what would that be?
Okay, I know you said one thing, but I always have a list of things. I did write down some notes, and I was like, okay, well, I won't talk about the labour market testing process. I'll leave that. I
Oh
won't talk
God,
about I won't talk about counter offers. I'll leave that.
yeah,
But I think if I could change anything, but I think it's been changed. Something like this, what you have built in terms of Rubber Band, it's the collaboration, and I think this has been really amazing. I know we've had lots of events pre-COVID, but the network that you have built and this sort of collaboration with, yes, we're all recruiters for different businesses, and yes, we're competing for talent. I get that. But I think this collaboration has been amazing, and I think where it's going to go in the future will also be incredible to see. Being able to, even more recently, where I am at the moment, we've reached out to other businesses just to understand maybe best practice and what they're doing. No business is perfect. I think that's what I've worked out after all these years. No one's got the most perfect recruitment system. And if they do, and everything's amazing, please tell me where this is. But there's always going to be something to improve. So, and that's what makes it exciting and challenging. But I think, I think maybe when I started in recruitment, it was so you wouldn't talk to other recruiters at other businesses. God no.
I remember those days. Yeah.
Yeah, even it was like agency. You sort of, if you saw someone at an event, oh God, I don't want to talk to them. I compete against them. But I think
That's crazy.
I think the collaboration piece is really good, and I think if we can improve that and grow that, I think yes, you're still going to be competing against talent, but there's still stuff that we can learn from each other. And I love the fact that I can post something on the group chat, and there's always someone that comes back with something that can help you, and they will say, hey, let's message on the side, let's catch up, let's talk through this or that, workday, for example, or whatever it might be. But I think, the collaboration, I think as recruiters, as leaders, we need to be more open to it, and I think that will be really positive.
Yeah, I agree. I think one of the things that has really held us back in the past is our competitive nature, and we've always been really siloed and protective of what we do and not wanting to share. And I think the more sophisticated we've become in terms of understanding employer branding and EVP, the more generous we've become, because we know that no two cultures or organizations are the same. So the candidate chooses based on their alignment to that EVP or to those values. So really at the end of the day, we're not really competing. We are just celebrating what we do well, and it's over to the candidate to choose. And I think it's been that change and shift in market where we're kind of in a candidate driven market now where, we need to be providing and showcasing what that candidate is looking for. And that's not the same everywhere. Everyone's different.
And I have to say, and I'm not going to name names, but there is an individual who is a rubber bander as well, who joined very early on, and she will know when she hears this. Constantly reaches out to me on LinkedIn. Hey, I've got someone that might be good for Bunnings. I've got someone. So she works completely different industry, but will often share candidates with me, with other people in her network, saying this person would be really great for you guys, or this person wasn't successful here, but I think would be really fantastic. So I think, I haven't seen that before, and that's incredible.
It's a real change, and I think it's and it's happening in agency as well. I'm hearing because rubber band is all inclusive. I'm hearing agencies are really sharing with each other as well that this person could be great for your clients. You specialize in financial services, I specialize in retail, but I think they're going to be great for you. All of that kind of sharing and collaboration is really great. So, what in addition to that, what other advice do you think we could give our local teams that will help drive our industry forward or to drive innovation?
So I think the advice I have, we start in a new business and we've got a great team and everything. You're always sort of thinking, what else can we do differently or better or more efficient? And I think what I have learned and what I would sort of suggest is that whilst you might get a no for certain things, and that happens in every business, you might go, oh, why don't we do this? Oh, no, we've tried this before. We've tried this previously. This didn't work. Or that's not really us. That's okay. But I just keep having another crack. And it might be from a different angle. It might be just giving it some time and then having a look at it again and bringing some data to the table. But I think for me, I'm quite persistent and probably a bit of a bull at a gate, just keep, but not too annoying. I think there's a balance. It's persistent and not too stalkerish. I want to do this every day. But I think, what I've worked out is there's always going to be different things that you want to try and efficiencies that you sort of go, this would be amazing. And it's not always going to get across the line. And you might not get every stakeholder that wants to do this, and there might be a cost issue or whatever it might be. But I think from my perspective, about being persistent and there's no harm in coming back to something. It may have happened. You might have tried it before, or someone else in your role may have tried it before. Just give it another crack. Like this, totally. You never know what's going to happen. So I'm always happy to. We say at Bunnings, have a red hot go. So we always have a red hot go. Give something a crack and see how it goes. So that persistency, I think, and trying something again. It could just be about timing. It could be a different approach. Yep. You never know.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think reach out in forums like Rubber Band to say, I've had this idea and I'm having trouble getting it over the line. Has anyone give me some tips on how I can get the execs on board or how I can get finance to approve, and there's all that support out there. So we continue to collaborate. And you're right, red hot go, give things a crack. I'm all about test and learn. And I've tried many times that have just failed miserably, but I pick it up and I try again and I recreate it, and I think that's great. That's fun, right? We should be having fun.
And the success when I think the natural competitiveness is as a recruiter in us. When someone says to you, we've got a role, you won't be able to fill it, you won't be able to find anyone, or this is a chance. No, we won't be able to do this. There's no way you'll be able to do this. I will work hard because I'll be like, no, we can fill that. We will find that unicorn candidate. We will do whatever we need to find it. So you tell me no, I'll find a way. So I think that persistence and just trying things again, just because it's someone said, oh, we did that 10 years ago. Why not have another go and see what happens?
Fabulous. I agree 100%. So we've talked about collaboration a lot and knowledge sharing and how amazing that is with Rubber Bands and all of our other band members, nearly 500 of you. Tell me what advice or support can the members of Rubber Band reach out to you for?
Well, other than anyone has a new puppy and wants to talk to me about any advice, especially if it's a Kelpie, I can definitely help on that front. I am very passionate about early careers. So, so if anyone needs any support or advice or brainstorming around early careers, that's definitely a space that I've worked in for a long time and love. Um, I lead a tech recruitment team at the moment. I'm not going to say that I can solve all your problems and find you data engineers, that's for sure. But happy to always sort of brainstorm and chit chat, and also working in retail recruitment at the moment. So also, it's high volume. There's a lot going on. So I think, look, I'm happy to chat about anything with anybody, to be honest. There's lots of challenges out there. We at the moment, there are some things that probably is not as challenging in the market, or that are becoming more challenging. So I think it's just keeping that dialogue open, and I think for banders, for example, I mean, I definitely have my days when I'm sort of swishing through and I go, oh, I'll leave that, I'll come back to that. I need to be more sort of, hang on, I'm going to help other people out. So I need to sort of sit there and go, okay, well, hang on, how have I done this, or what are my thoughts on this? But I think, I'm happy to chat to anyone about anything, especially Kelpies, and happy to also take any feedback about the sausage sizzles on the weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays at Bunnings. But
I've done, put in a mandarin tree. I was down in Bunnings.
Obviously, if anyone wants to come and work at Bunnings, just let me know as well. I have to put that in there.
Absolutely. And look, in addition to that, anyone that's watching that hasn't joined Rubber Band yet, even if you're having a shit day, you can reach out to any of us. And I just gave Marj a lecture of, to make sure you don't swear in this recording. And there you go, I have. But if you're having a bad day, just reach out. You can talk about anything in our forum. It's completely safe. Not representing your employer. It's not on LinkedIn. It's a private group, and we're hoping more of you will come and join us. But Marj, thank you so much for today. It's so great to catch up. The most amusing part of it is I've got Denzel walking around the computer. Marj actually cared for Denzel quite a bit when he was a kitten, when we went overseas and travelled.
My voice.
Your voice, and he's jumping all over. But also, anyone watching, I'll give you a quick hello from Dan's. Here he is.
Hi, Denzel.
If you want to join the group, I'll have the link is in this post. You'll be able to see that. We would love to have more people join Rubber Band. And then on the 18th of October, we have a full day event called Bounce, which is the recruitment event by Rubber Band. It's an online event. So far, we've got over 250 talent acquisition professionals and recruiters. It's open to anyone, internal agency, consulting. Please come along. We're going to have a lot of fun. But finally, Marj, thank you, my friend. Great to see you.
Thank you. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.